Here's a sneak peek into my dusty or rather digital journal. It's from about 2 years ago when I was knee-deep in the quagmire of completing my first novel. Now, as I gear up for the daunting task of birthing a second one, I thought it fitting to revisit this comically tragic rant. Welcome to the wild world of writing a book. Why did I ever decide to torture myself with writing a book? What's the point? Every day I'm not writing or half-heartedly scribbling, I plunge into misery. It's like I've signed up for daily self-inflicted torture. Writing, in all its glory, is a pit of self-loathing, stress and agony, an experience I'd wish upon my worst enemies. Sure, the actual working hours for writing may be less than a 9-to-5 job, but the stress it piles on is enough to crush a battleship. It's a mental purgatory. I only feel remotely decent if I manage to churn out a staggering 5,000 words a day, which is like never. If keeping up with the word count and the self-imposed deadlines wasn't enough, there are other things I do. Like giving up on things I love until I finish the book. Yes, writing has turned me into a masochist, gleefully inflicting pain upon myself. Over the past year and a half, I've gradually severed ties with alcohol, fresh romantic flings, social media, my never-ending to-do list of movies, new clothes, and materialistic indulgences. And there's no end in sight. Okay, full disclosure, a few of those sacrifices weren't exactly voluntary. Yes, I broke up recently. Blame it on the lockdown. There isn't much opportunity to meet new romantic prospects either. I've entirely stopped putting in the effort to score new dates, and alcohol was the first thing I abandoned, primarily because it was the easiest. Also, I am a cheap drunk. Goodbye hangovers, you're worse than a dagger in the back, and I've had my fair share of both. Another recent abandonment is my penchant for buying new stuff for myself, especially clothing. This was my spiteful reply to the fact that money has long abandoned me. I rarely have anything left to indulge in myself. So that's the story of my forced abstinences. But it's already the 15th of the month, and I was supposed to finish the second draft before this month began. I've only conquered a measly 25%. Now, I have 2 weeks to crank out a miraculous 60,000 words. Tonight, I'll be praying that days suddenly stretch up to 56 hours. Again, if the process of writing wasn't miserable enough, I have these superstitions and prejudices, these masochistic pleasures, these false dawns, and an endless struggle. I might as well give up on sleeping, shitting and breathing by the time I am done with the book. Oh, good f***ing God. After all this ranting to meet my daily word count, I've got a pathetic 500 words. 500 measly words. So, there you have it, my epic rant. It only took me another year to breathe life into that book. And despite the rust I had accumulated during that hiatus, I found myself relishing all the hedonistic pleasures I had previously cast aside. It's a peculiar joy to put your labor of love into tangible form, to witness it in your hands. Every ounce of agony in the end turned out to be worth it. And now, as I flit from one project to another in my restless creative dance, I pause to scribble in my journal. I guess it is at such times that I rediscover the genuine delight of being a writer. It's not about being published. It's that exhilarating feeling when you've navigated the treacherous terrain, conquered the dark playground, and emerged from the black woods into the flow. Once you stumble upon that liminal state, nothing else in the world matters. The ceiling above me could crumble, but I'd keep on typing no matter how horrendous the words might be. Sure, I still have my share of terrible days, much like the ones I bemoaned in my initial rant. Yet, I'm at peace, in a perpetual state of euphoria, as I let the words flow. No particular topic in mind, no word count target, no daily agenda, no ulterior motive. Just the sheer joy of stringing words together, crafting sentences, constructing narratives. This flow is where I find my bliss. Also, I am not the person who wrote the earlier rant. I've entered a different realm. I've plugged in my instrumental playlist, blocking out the outside noise. The soft, dim yellow lights in my room guide me along my chosen path, warding off distractions. It's just me, the blank canvas, and hours brimming with words, no deadlines, no research, no grammar checks, no worries about works in progress, and no concerns about publishing. If this isn't pure love, I don't know what is. Writing a book is akin to dating or being in a relationship. Sometimes you see each other every day, while other times you're apart for weeks. Sometimes you miss them, Other times you wish to run away from them. But now, I lose track of time and enter a zone of zen. This is the experience I seek every time I write. This is the joy I yearn for when I sit down to create. I may not know how to make it a constant reality, but this is why I embrace writing. To be lost. I'm lost almost every day, and I'd gladly lose myself like this every day for a few hours, entirely to you. Together, we'll craft a masterpiece, shattering the confines of time, transcending the absence of success, and capturing the elusive fame and power. With our love for each other. Yes, our relationship has grown over the past couple of years. You, my beloved journal, are the one I haven't broken up with. We've weathered the ups and downs, the on-off roller coaster, the push and pull games, and the hot-cold axe. We've clung to each other, and hopefully, we'll stay connected until the end. And like every other relationship, this endeavor of writing a book too has an end. Once our journey concludes, I'll have to move on, and you'll have to carry my legacy and my ideas into the next world. As for me, I go out with new ones, form new relationships, explore their depths for a while, before moving on to other pursuits. These fresh connections will join you in the quest for meaning and immortality. Because, in the end, that's what we all desire, for things to never end